Book 2. Violence enters my life abruptly without pity and imposes fear, pain, imposes hatred. Harmony is broken. From then on, life at home for all of us seems the same, but it's not. Everything has changed. I suffer for the first time, a suffering that's shared with the family, but in reality it's a solitary thing, because sadness and pain are always personal, absolutely intimate. It's Saturday. My mother is at Mass, and my brother and I are home, alone. When you step down from the train, the Guardia Civil, who has returned at the same time, asks you and the other railroad workers to accompany him to the customs office. Impatient, upset, you wait together and curse the bad luck for having stumbled upon this new Guardia, too eager, so overly cautious. But no one comes. Little by little, first one, then another of your companions leave. And you leave too, but you can't go out onto the platform and return home because you would have to pass in front of the police station, and they would see you. So you decide to go down the entire length of the customs room and leave through the hall. The Guardia sees you in that hall and yells for you to stop, but you don't stop, and everything rushes headlong to a crisis. You hurry into the first exit, small flights of stairs with high steps. Once at the top, terrified, giving up, you turn around. You stare at the agitated face of the guard who is pursuing you, raise your hands a bit, shrug your shoulders, and ask him, "What do you want?" And the young Guardia Civil, without saying anything, pulls his gun from its sheath and shoots at you. The shot pierces the air, and immediately people arrive at the scene of the detonation. They find the Guardia Civil, pistol in hand, aiming at you, and you, standing, wounded, leaning against the wall of the building. After the hospital, at home, you stay in bed for a number of days. You're sad. Brings my heart to see you. You don't say anything and look at us with hollow eyes, the eyes of someone who is resigned to leading a sad life. You never want to show me the wound. You don't want to talk about it ever again. You don't have to. The village, full of guardias, reminds me of it. Every minute of the day. Buried in me, inevitably, there is hatred. They suggest that you request a transfer and leave the village. I'm sure that in another place, any other place, you will find peace, but you don't want to leave. You're a weak man. You're deluding yourself. You want to live as if nothing had ever happened, as if your spirit, your poor spirit, could heal just like your wound. You're deluding yourself. You'll never forget it. The green and gray colors that pervade the village won't let you. You continue, as always, coming and going between Portbou and Cerber, carrying coffee in your trousers, because life doesn't stop. From the outside, everything appears as it was before, but you know it's not so. I imagine how afraid you are, how your heart must throb when a guardia goes by you, and so many pass by, and so often. I've completed my studies in the village and must continue elsewhere. So you put me in a school run by nuns in Girona. I've never left home. Girona seems very far away. The first weeks I attend the school, you come to pick me up. Soon I begin to come and go between Portbou and Girona alone. I always have the train schedule on me. I wait at the station, read. I like being alone. The weekends are too short. Sunday, after lunch, a profound sadness overwhelms me. I'm afraid, don't want to leave, don't want to be out of the house for so many days. But you don't save me either. You don't say, "Don't go." And the next morning at 6, I catch the train and return to Girona. Now we don't dance so much. At times we still do a few waltz or tango steps in the kitchen, and you hold me at the waist and I bend back and laugh, but now not so often. You've changed, I can see it. My mother is your support. She decides. She encourages you to act, to live. But your face has a trace of insecurity and of defeat that now never leaves you. I know what you're thinking, what you remember. I also think of it, but we never say anything. I fall in love with a boy who's very tall, very thin, very shy. I've liked him for some time. He declares himself in a bar in Figueras. Now we go out together. We no longer have to fake a fortuitous encounter, hide our feelings, always be in doubt, fear the intention and sentiments of the other, suffer. We're a couple. It's always windy in Portbou. Whole days, whole nights, the north wind blows, howls, frightens us. Afterwards, some calm days, a false calm. The wind returns, stronger, more furious. In winter, the north wind changes color. It's gray and cold, creates eddies on the street corners, whistles at doors that don't close properly, makes the windows tremble and beds shake. The wind makes gigantic piles of dead leaves around trees with totally bare branches. Everything is clear, the sky without a single cloud, everything purified by the wind. You become sick. All of a sudden you change. You're very sad, have no appetite, don't talk. You go to sleep very early, wave goodbye with your hand from the door. You say strange, incoherent things, words that come out wrong. My mother weeps in the kitchen and tells me in secret that I should call Girona, call the neurologist who ultimately helped me with my nervous tics. During the visit, without talking, you persist in showing your left leg to my mother. You want her to explain to the doctor that they shot you there. 7 years have passed since the Guardia shot you, and I'm sure you have not forgotten it, even for a day. The suffering from those days has been eating at you all these years, and now finally has proved stronger than you and has won. This time you don't return home. Leaving the consultation, you fall, and the doctor has you admitted immediately into a clinic. You have a tumor in your brain. They have to operate on you, have to take out that black crab you have inside you and it's eating you and pulling you apart. The results of the operation show that you won't ever regain the faculties you've lost. We'll take care of you, I think. We'll take little walks, take in the sun. But the tumor grows inside you rapidly. The doctor gives you 6 months to live. It's June. And very hot. A summer that's exaggerated and useless. It's all over. You looked at us, and the 3 of us at your bedside were hoping that your end had come. What truly has made us suffer without consolation is your silent and still presence each day on the road to this finality. What truly made me cry is seeing you die little by little, see you degenerate, lose your ability to move, lose your strength, your intelligence, your responsiveness, and even more see you so sad, finished, beaten, totally dependent on our presence. After vacation, I return to Girona. If I go to Portbou, I'm bored. I feel I can't breathe. If I stay in Girona, I'm eaten up with remorse for not being at my mother's side. You've been dead for so little time. I come and go. No place is right for me. I drive to Portbou in the afternoon and stop at the Punta del Ferrara, high up on the ridge overlooking the village where it's always so windy. From there, I look at Portbou and the bay for a long time. The church and the station are close to each other on top, and down below are the small houses, the terraces, the sea. Further along is the white cemetery. I descend the road slowly down to the very bottom, pass by streets without looking at anyone, and leave the car near the platform for the French trains. I look at the station building and try to guess which is our kitchen window. It's difficult because they're all alike, but I count and I find it. From where I'm at now, many times you would whistle, and if we were in the kitchen, we'd open the shutters and watch you come up. There's little furniture in the house. We shared it with others, and I'll soon have to pick up the few pieces that remain. The last room, yours, is totally bare. There's only the little ball with a bell still hanging from the wall where the head of your bed was. I'm in a hurry to leave the apartment. At this point, I've seen everything. I slowly cross over to the French side and get into my car. I drive along the highway as the sun sinks behind the mountains. I pull up once more to the same place where I stopped when I came. I look at the cemetery and realize that I didn't go there, and I'm happy I didn't. I need you alive, now more than ever. My eyes sweep over the entire village. My heart no longer belongs here, I think. Before turning my back at the crest of the hills and leaving it all behind, I notice in the movement of the pine branches that the north wind is beginning to blow.